Hello? Can you hear me? I believe you guys can. Hello? You guys ever get that Adele song in your head like all the time whenever you hear hello? Hello from the other side. I know that song's been sang way too much, but I just feel like she did a great job. I just feel like she's pretty awesome. What do you guys think? Any Adele fans in the house? All right. So today we're going to talk about setting up the Facebook business page. Woo! Setting up a Facebook business page. You got to do it. Maybe we'll throw in a little about Facebook groups too while we're at it. What do you guys think? I don't think it's such a bad thing. But remember to subscribe to these Agent School webinars because they're coming often, they're coming daily. And they're for the massive price of free. If you like free stuff, be like, I love free. Especially in a day where you guys have to spend money to study for this test, spend money to take the test, spend money for your business cards, spend money for joining associations. All this money has got to be spent to get your business going. Free sounds pretty good, right, Brittany? Okay. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you follow me on Instagram.com, Joe Juder. That's my old man face. That's the pose my dad used to do. As we get this party started, just make sure you follow me there. You'll find some good stuff there. Okay. A few questions I want you guys to think about. If you guys successfully use social media to get clients, which one will you use? I want you guys to think about that. All right, if you successfully use social media to get clients, which one do you use? You obviously don't know this yet, but these are things you're going to think about. Okay. Next one, why a boutique brokerage over a mega brand? We're not going to go into huge answers about this just yet, but I want you to think about this. Some of you guys have already chosen your brokerages, but there's advantages and disadvantages to both. And what do you know now you wish you knew when you started? So you guys assume have all started studying. You're attending this webinar, which means you're not at step one. And I always want you guys to ask this question and just constantly progress and analyze your process. You guys are in business for yourself. And these are just some questions I want you guys to think about to just self-reflect. In these webinars, I'm going to try and always start with 3 questions. Sound good? 3 questions that I just want you to use to critically think about your process of where you're at with your real estate career. Sound good? I just think it's always great to kind of evaluate what we're doing. I need a lot of interaction in that chat. Okay? So let me start with this first question. If you successfully use social media to get clients, which one do you use? First one, what do you guys think? You can't do them all. You got to pick a strong point. Which one are you guys most comfortable with? What do you guys think? If you guys successfully use social media, which one are you going to use? If you haven't already, which one are you going to use? I want to see some answers in the chat. So Brittany says Facebook. I see Facebook. Good. Facebook. I see another Facebook. LinkedIn. Facebook. Okay, so I see a lot of Facebook people. We're going to talk about that today. Just so you know, Facebook is about 35 to 50. That's the demographic on Facebook. Instagram's a little bit younger demographic, but one thing you guys are not saying, which is breaking my heart, only one person said it, you must. And if I could say must all webinar, I would. LinkedIn. Thank you, Patricia. Guys, promise me you'll spend some time on LinkedIn. Everybody, I promise. LinkedIn is going to get you more high quality clients. It's going to get you some more high quality clients. Everybody got that? It's going to get people who are decision makers in their business. They're influencers in their community. They're people with some ambition goals. People have their stuff together. Okay. You're going to get people who have a little more money to spend. I mean, let's be honest. You're not going to make money off people who are broke right now. So I'm not saying you got to sell the big mansions, but you want people who could do their thing. So a lot of you guys didn't say LinkedIn. Make sure you use LinkedIn. Okay, the boutique brokerage over a big mega brokerage just comes up a lot. What kind of brokerage are you guys looking at? And I'll give you my thoughts on this. What kind of brokerage are you working for? What kind of brokerage do you want to work for? When I say mega brokerage, I mean these big names like Keller Williams, EXP, Coldwell Banker, versus the boutique brokerage, more mom and pops, local companies. And the first thing I'll tell you, it doesn't matter the brokerage. It matters the person you're going to be working with. I did a video about this today on Instagram. I don't know if you guys saw it. And it basically talked about the fact that it really doesn't matter the brokerage. It matters the person who's going to be helping you on a day-to-day basis. Keller Williams in one city is not the same as the Keller Williams in the other city. Coldwell Banker in one city is not the same as in another. Same with Remax, EXP, all of them. They're all individually run by different people. They follow a basic marketing plan. But at the end of the day, you got to know who's going to be looking out for me if I get in trouble, who's going to be guiding me if I need advice, who's going to be kind of helping me kind of strategize my next steps, all those good things. That's what you got to be concerned about. And very often that's found at a boutique brokerage, another big name, but very often they'll take a little more care with you because they don't hire just everybody. The big ones will hire anybody. Their whole business plan is to hire as many people as possible. The boutique brokerages don't want to deal with people who they don't think can produce. They really bring people on who they want to see be successful. Now, obviously, that's a very general statement. So you guys got to navigate that by interviewing all of them personally. And last question, I want you guys to answer this. What do you know now that you wish you knew when you started? So a lot of you guys are early on in this process. So when you started, wasn't that long ago. So what do you know now that you wish you knew when you started? What do you guys think? You always got to evaluate what you're learning, what you're not, what you're taking in, all that good stuff. Anybody? 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 All right. Okay, so with that being said, there's my Facebook business page. Oh, Brittany says, I wish I knew all of you in advance. So much. Well, there you go, Brittany. That's a good one. So I wish you knew about the bald guy with the funny hat. Lisa's a good one. I wish I'd spoken to brokers earlier. Absolutely. Start evaluating everything. Lisa, so when you think of that, moving forward, keep thinking about all the brokers that you could talk to. D. Lane says, I wish I had a mentor. Okay, you could change, you could always get a mentor. So D. Lynn, I love that you said that. I wish I had a mentor. And this is exactly why I asked this question, guys. So D. Lynn, to learn from, things we wish you knew. You could change mentors. There's mentors for hire. You could always get a mentor. Top producers still have mentors. Linda says the importance of networking. That's great, Linda. You can't have mentality of just meet somebody to buy a place. Sometimes you got to meet people to meet people. The cost of starting up. Cynthia did a webinar on that. And Tanya says, started promoting myself earlier. Don't I say that all the time when I tell people as you're studying for the exam, start getting your name out there? So good stuff, guys. So Eric Robbie says, I don't have a license yet. So Eric, hopefully you're taking some notes here, Erica. Okay. All good marketing starts with a question. What problems can you solve? I want to buy or sell. Can you help me? You need to solve problems, answered many questions along the way before being trusted to handle somebody's money in their home. So why use a Facebook business page instead of a personal profile? That brings me to the question of the evening, the Facebook business page. So who could tell me a little bit of why it's important to use a Facebook business page instead of your personal profile when you want to promote your real estate business? What do you guys think? So Maria, you say you're not licensed yet. Maria, I hope you're taking notes. Okay, so what are some of the benefits of a Facebook business page? I'll list a few and we'll go through some in more detail. One, okay, unlimited followers. So now we're getting to the nitty gritty. You guys want to take some notes here if you can. Some of the stuff you may not even realize you could do. If you guys have taken my webinars before, you know I like to talk and type my thoughts. I hope that works for you. Okay, a personal page is limited to 5,000. Okay, next. Marketing and promotion. You cannot run ads from a personal page. You can only run ads from your business page. Okay? Next. Access to hired help. What do I mean by that? So access to hired help. For example, if you wanted me to manage your Facebook business, your Facebook account, if you want me to manage your personal page, you got to give me your password and I get to look at all your personal stuff. With a business page, you could designate different levels of access and they only have access to certain items that you designate on that business page. They don't need your personal password. They will have their own password. All right, everybody got that? Okay. Keep your personal life personal. I think some of you guys were referencing that. On your business page, you're going to talk about personal stuff. Privacy. Here's a big one. You guys know what I mean by privacy? Brittany says that like having a secretary. It's more like one of those geeky techies who could like post stuff for you, Brittany. But yeah, you could have like a secretary. As you guys know, some of this stuff could get a little complicated, so you can hire one of these like, college kids who want to make a few bucks, and they'll post stuff for you. They'll do your analytics. Then they'll kind of create ads. They'll do all that kind of stuff. They'll boost posts for you. With a business page, they can do that. Privacy. What do I mean by privacy? If they message you on your personal page, they have to become your friend. On a business page, for somebody to message you, they don't have to become your friends. Meaning you can message each other without you having to have access to their personal information. So I know if I message you, right, and I want to buy a house, I want you to help me buy a house, but I don't need you accessing my personal information on my Facebook page. I just want to chat with you, okay? So privacy, it goes both ways. The client and you can message each other without getting access. All right, so here's a few basic reasons. There's many more. One more is such as you could participate in a group as the business profile. You don't have to participate as your personal profile. Ethery says, how do you go about client customers who friend request you? Obviously you can accept, but just be awkward if you I deal with that all the time. It's a great question. If you guys didn't see her question, she said, how do you deal with clients who friend request you? So obviously because of Prep Agent, people request my personal profile all the time. And what I found is you can't answer them. You don't accept it. Sometimes, and you got to make a judgment call for you on what you want to have access to and what stage you are in your business. But I'll tell you this, if you start answering people from your personal profile, you know what's going to happen? they're going to keep coming to your personal profile, okay? If you don't answer, they'll get it. If somebody wants to get in touch with you, they'll find other ways to get in touch with you. Now, another thing you could do is just tell them, hey, this is my personal profile, write to me on my business page, and then unfriend them, but then you're unfriending them and it gets a little awkward, okay? But I get people all the time who write to me on my personal information or write me on WhatsApp or text me. I don't know how they find my number, and it's kind of creepy. So I get your point, Etherell. Great question. Thank you. Taylor says, what's personal on your business page? I don't know, whatever you want to put. Diana Bruner in the house. What's up, Diana? Okay, so one of the things we mentioned about the business page is the ability to promote a post and create paid advertisements when you become more advanced. So there's something called analytics on Facebook where you can analyze success rate of your advertisement and promotions. There's a lot of different ads you could do, which is a whole nother webinar for another time. And remember we said hire that techie? There's people that's all they do is Facebook ads. But there's some simple things you could do. For example, if you get a listing, just spend $5 and promote it to a certain demographic and you're good to go. That is only accessible through your Facebook business page. Okay, your Facebook business page will get a lot more visibility than your personal one. So this ability to promote is a big one. It's a big one. It said once you become more advanced, but there are some very basic things you could do. So guys, don't be scared of it. Don't be scared. If you guys got other questions in the chat, I'll be happy to answer them. Not real estate exam ones, those, because that's for the prep agent webinars. But about business, ask away. We are here and we are friends. This is what I spoke about before. You could give access to people to help you without giving that password to your personal account. One of the things that I mentioned just now that you're going to want them to do is run ads for you and get results. Okay, that's a big one. They could do other things as well, like just clean up your business page and make it look pretty. But there's a lot of other things you could have them do as well if they're good. Okay, Brittany says, how do you actually create a business page? Is it like your personal? Brittany, it's super simple. Just Google create a business page and you'll have step-by-step instructions. Don't be intimidated, very easy. Facebook will lead you through some basic questions and it'll be set up for you. All right, Tanya Phillips says, so your personal page should be set to friends and page set to public. Don't use your personal page, Tanya. So Jessica says, when you boost a post, who sees it? Just your friends or beyond that? So Jessica, on your business page, when you boost a post, you designate exactly who you want to see it. It could be done by region, by certain demographics. You could say, I want to boost it to people who are in the prep agent group. So you could target different people. It's crazy how detailed you could target those posts, okay? It could be very simple, but you could even target people who are about to buy a house. It is crazy to think this, but it's just super creepy, and I don't want to get into politics, but how do they know you're about to buy a house? Facebook Analytics knows this because based upon what people are searching for and tendencies they have and demographic information and their search histories, so you could actually target people in an area who are looking to buy a home. They don't write, I'm looking to buy a home, but Facebook does studies of the kind of things they're posting, kind of things they're looking at, all that kind of stuff. Is that creepy or what? But it's super cool. If you think that's creepy, you're right, that's totally creepy. But it's super advanced, the amount of stuff you could do. And like I said, Facebook knows this because they study the tendencies of people through an algorithm, and they know what kind of stuff they're looking at, and then they can see that more than likely they're looking at buying a house. Neil says, can you post in your business page before getting your license? I'm in the process. Yes. Yes, you can, Neil. You just can't say you're a real estate agent, can't do license activities. For example, Neil, you could write this. Neil Real estate. I didn't see your last name, so excuse me if I didn't write that. But, so for example, for me, it'd just be Joe Juder Real Estate. Just write that. It doesn't imply that you're an agent, does not imply that you have a license, does not imply that you're a realtor. It just says, I like real estate. And you can have a business page talk about real estate, discussing it. It could be about, I don't know, real estate in China for all I know, or Russia or Colombia. It's a very general word, but it gets the ball rolling. And it gets people talking about you as a real estate professional. Erica, this week I'm going to do a webinar specifically on LinkedIn. Okay, so don't worry about that. All right, here we go. 5,000 friends or followers. I know you guys think 5,000 is a lot, but why would you limit yourself, right? Sky's the limit. I didn't think the Prep Agent Group would have 36,000, and I didn't think that the YouTube channel would have 140,000 subscribers. I mean, who would have thought? You just don't know. Can you post homes in your brokerage before hire to get removed? You got to rephrase that question, Brittany. Not sure I totally get it. Okay, here's the biggest one of all. Facebook reviews. It's a verifiable source. Have you guys ever looked for me and found the Facebook reviews? How many of you guys, when you look for something online, you look for reviews online, whether it's through Facebook, Yelp, I don't know, Zillow, whatever it may be? How many of you guys look for reviews? LinkedIn, wherever it is. When you look for somebody online, so I find Malika Williams, right? So I see Malika's got me the smiley face or the high five. I'm going to Google her name and I'm going to look for reviews on her. I may in front of her face be like, hey, how's it doing? Nice to see you. Great to meet you. All those things. When I go home, we're like, I think that's the way people date these days too. I know I just dated myself, make myself sound old. But I think when they meet somebody they like, I like that person. They're good looking. When they go home, I'm going to Google them. Where's the single people? How many of you guys do that? When you meet somebody you find attractive, you're like, woo, totally into that person. Then you go home and you start Googling them like crazy. Okay, you're kind of looking for reviews. Everybody does it these days. You look for reviews. Why are Facebook reviews so powerful? Well, for one, you know where it is coming from. Okay? Meaning when they post a review, it's linked to their profile. Now, obviously, you don't have access to that profile, right? But you know it's a real person. You know where it's coming from. Okay? So that's one. The other reason it's really good, it cannot be deleted. So, for example, when somebody leaves a review on my business page, I can't delete it unless they do something really bad. Even then, I got to write to Facebook and go through a review process to have it deleted. So it's not like a website where people just put up whatever review. So it's verifiable and it cannot be deleted as you know what source it's coming from. Okay? That's why Facebook reviews are so strong. Do you guys remember the days where people would just put up a website and they put up any random person and a quote from them on the page like, look, it's a review. And they could have just written whatever name and wrote whatever like review they wanted. That's not the case anymore. Now with things like Facebook and LinkedIn and other types of platforms, you could click on the person who made the review and you see that it's a real person. So that's why that's so strong. Which brings my next point. Do you need to sell a house to get somebody to leave a review? What do you guys think? Anycon, it's very similar. That's right. Do you need to sell a house in order to get a good review? Malika's yelling at me. All those capitals. Joe, what do you think about setting an app for Prep Agent? Malika, we have an app for Prep Agent. There is a Prep Agent app. Oh, all capitals. Am I the only one where you see all capitals, you feel like people are yelling at you? You're like, hey, relax. I'm a person. You got feelings. Okay, you do not need to sell a house to get a good review and build your reviews. Okay? You do not need to do that. When you're a real estate agent, the idea is to build as many reviews as possible. If you're new in town and you say, hey, I'm lost, I don't know anything about you, I don't know about the schools, and I spend time helping you navigate the schools and the restaurants, and I say, you know what? I know you're not buying a house, but do you think I helped you? And you said, yeah. I said, would you mind leaving a good review, an honest review? And that person could write, you know what? Tom was great, good guy. He helped me navigate this community. He really knew what he was talking about. Boom, review. The fact is, most people just look at the stars, the 5 stars, the positive review. A lot of people read the comments for the most part. Correct me if I'm wrong, but most of you guys will see how many stars, how many reviews were left, and then maybe you read 1 or 2 comments, like the top 2 recent ones. I mean, you guys don't go through and read every single one. Am I right or am I right? I mean, what do you guys think? Am I kind of right or am I a lot right? I know that's what I do. I see the amount of stars, I see how many there are, and then I'll kind of like scan through some of the comments. I'm not going to read in detail each one. Brittany says, I read the negative to be honest. Ooh, Brittany, tough crowd. So Patricia, you're like me. You read some, but you don't read every single comment. So you're kind of like me. So every time you get an interaction, get them to write a good review about you. Here's a nice Facebook business page set up. Jordan Suber's got a nice one. Look, he's got his 5 out of 5. That pops out to you right immediately, right? 5 out of 5 based on 4 people. But obviously it's not great. He's only got 4 people. But does it not pop out the 5 out of 5? It's just boom, right there. 5 out of 5. Okay, and then you read some of the comments and some people write some nice things and it's great. But imagine if that's 20 out of 20 or 30 out of 30. It just keeps building. It's immediate, what they call social proof, credibility. You guys know what I mean by that? It's immediate credibility. You do not need your real estate license to grow your sphere of influence. Do you guys know what your sphere of influence is? It's just like all the people you know. So when you hear grow your sphere of influence, it's basically calling that person from high school and be like, hey, what's up? I'm selling real estate now. Yeah, call me. Get stuff done. Maybe not sound like that because then you sound like some cheesy Disney character. But it's basically getting in touch with people. This is why social media is so important. How many of you guys follow people on Facebook or Instagram, but you never really talk to them? I mean, because I follow a lot of people just because I think they're nice people. Maybe I knew them way back when, but we're not that close where I feel like calling them or even having anything to eat with them. But if they were like at Starbucks, I may give them a high five and a what's up. How many of you guys have those people? So you have those people that you kind of follow, but you're not like that close with. I think we all do. Okay? There's nothing wrong with it because I do like these people. I think they're good people, right? Just we don't have a lot to talk about. But if I see they start posting good information about real estate, I'm like, well, I like them. I see them. When they contact me, it's not that much of a stretch because I've been following them and I'm familiar with them. This is how social media works. You guys get what I'm saying? This is how social media works. Even though we don't talk on a regular basis, I feel like I kind of know what's going on with them. So they've increased that sphere of influence without even talking to me. Okay? Let me give you a better example of increasing the sphere of influence. How many of you guys feel like you know me? How many of you guys feel like you know me? How many of you guys that if we went into Starbucks and you saw me and I was like, what's up? You're like, hey, what's going on? How's it going? Do you want your vanilla iced latte? How many of you guys feel like you know me? Probably a good portion of you, even though we've never actually met. So when we do meet, a very common response is going to be like, this is so weird. I feel like I know you. we have never actually met, but this is pretty cool. What's going on? Therefore, it's not that much of a jump for me to start talking to you about any business we want to do together, right? I've come over a hurdle and we haven't even met yet. You guys get my point? My sphere of influence is so much stronger without even talking to people. Do you guys realize the beauty of social media marketing, of how you can increase? I mean, let's be honest. You guys may not do business with me, but if I met you in person, you would feel pretty comfortable doing business with me much more than if you've never seen any of my social media before ever, right? So if you think about if social media works and you can increase your sphere of influence through social media, think about if you'd want to do a deal with me. And I know I'm being arrogant about this, but I feel like you're somewhat comfortable with me because you're on this webinar. And I got you on this webinar because you follow me and you trusted what I've been doing. All right. This means you have a golden opportunity as a new agent. Who's scared of being a new agent? And you guys scared of being a new agent? All those dinosaurs who've been living off their leads from 300 million years ago, all right, who've been in the business forever, they don't know how to build their sphere of influence through social media and things like Facebook groups and Facebook business pages and Instagram accounts and LinkedIn. There's so many people who will go to your brokerage and they will talk to you about how to get business, but they have no idea what to tell you because they got business 20 years ago and they're just living off the referrals and the leads from 20 years ago, and that's great for them. But it doesn't apply to you as a new agent, and soon they're going to be phased out eventually. Maybe sooner than later, right? How many of you guys went to a meeting at your office already? Any new agents here who've gone to a company meeting? They have them like every Wednesday morning usually. And they'll stand up and they'll say, if you want to get business, what you need to do is wear a name tag when you go to the coffee shop. And when you go to the gym, wear a t-shirt that says, I'm a realtor. And make sure you shake hands to everybody and tell them you're in business. And that social media thing, you should probably do some of that too. But you really need to just say, hello, I'm a real estate agent to every single person in front of your face, right? And then you think, yeah, that works real well, genius, in the middle of the coronavirus era where people are scared to just even breathe within 10 feet of me. I mean, the whole idea of just going up to everybody and high-fiving them at a party ain't going to work so well these days. So, Mark, is that true? Is that basically what you've heard? They use these methods from like 30 years ago. It's like, hello, read the news, Grandpa. Sorry, was that mean? Was that mean? I shouldn't do it. I just get so frustrated. It's like they read from the same script every year. And Mark agrees with me. It's like basically exactly what they said, right, Mark? Call all the people that you met from years ago and tell them you're in real estate. Okay, should I start my car by pushing out the floor and running as fast as I can like Mr. Flintstone? Okay, your Facebook business page. Think of it more like a resume rather than a lead generation. Everybody says, well, why should I do this? Will it get me leads? Will it get me leads to have a Facebook business page, to have a website? No. Remember what I told you. People are going to look you up. And when they look you up, you can control what they find. If you don't create this Facebook business page, if you don't create a LinkedIn profile, they're going to find something, all right? Think about what I told you guys. They're going to look you up and they're going to find something. So when they look you up, they should find a Facebook business page and a LinkedIn profile at minimum. Any website you make is going to be falling way down in the Google search engines. But your LinkedIn profile, your Facebook business page, it'll come up way to the top. And if you make it pretty, when they find you, they're going to find something that looks good. Everybody got that? So it's a resume. Didn't we all discuss? You're getting looked up whether you like it or not. Nobody is hiring a real estate agent these days without Googling them, unless they're like related to them. Debbie says, do we get a new page or just allow our current one to transition? You can't transition it, Debbie. You got to create a new one. Lisa says, if we have corporate creative experience, should we mention it? Yeah, you should. Make yourself different from everybody else, Lisa. Okay, here's Jordan's business page. Looks good. He's got his suit. I don't know if that suit looks like a real estate agent or he's going to serve me drinks at a bar mitzvah. But it looks good. Or a valet. The black with the red bow tie. Either way, he's ready for business. So the funny thing is, I'm making fun of his outfit. I want to encourage you guys something. Don't be afraid to try new things. I'm making fun of it, but he gets business. I'll tell you guys right now, Jordan gets deals, okay? And he stands out. He has his own little thing. He is the black shirt with the red bow tie. I got my hat. These little things make you stand out. You cannot be afraid to look ridiculous. Everybody promise you that. Say, I won't be afraid to look ridiculous. Now, here's the other thing. I made my little joke about his red bow tie and the black shirt. I bet you all you guys are going to remember it. I bet you, that's right, Jennifer. You're going to remember it. You're going to remember that red bow tie and black shirt. Okay? So, don't be afraid. Thank you, Maria. Okay, your Facebook business page is a great place to organize photos for your business. As he did here, look how beautifully organized it is. It's not mixed in with your kids, your girlfriend or boyfriend, or what you did last night. That's one of my pet peeves. I met a real estate agent a few weeks ago who said, "You never believe what I did last night." I said, "I don't know what you did last night, but you ain't about to do a deal with me." I mean, it's like, what are you, in college? You never believe what I did last night. Not a great opener for somebody who's about to trust you with like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay. Is that savage? Victoria says being savage. I don't think that's savage. I think it's a bad first impression thing. Right. So on his Facebook business page, it looks professional, has all his information as you see there. Great layout, better than a website that you're going to have. Okay, and it has brand management, put together a professional pick, and you're good to go. So guys, I hope today was helpful. We went over some basics. I'm going to be doing more of these webinars. I hope you guys come regularly. There's little tips to stay on top of things. And I will be doing one on LinkedIn this week. And I think a few more as well. I'll have to check that schedule. But I hope you guys have a great day. And I'll see you guys soon. Sound good? Thanks, everybody. Tell your friends to come.